You know that feeling when you're deep into a YouTube rabbit hole, watching someone share their passion, and a little voice in your head whispers, "Hey, I could totally do that." Well, that voice is right. You absolutely can. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today, how to make that leap from watching to doing.
So let's just cut right to it. It really boils down to this one simple question. Right now, on the internet, which role are you playing? Just deciding, making that conscious choice to switch from one to the other, is honestly the most powerful first step you can take.
Here's our game plan. We're going to look at the two mindsets, stare down that pesky inner critic, and then actually talk about how to rewire your brain for creating. After that, we'll map out a super simple action plan for your first video, and finally, we'll talk about the real reward, the why behind this whole journey.
All right, let's dive into Section 1. We need to get a handle on the huge difference between these two worlds. And spoiler alert, it has almost nothing to do with having fancy gear or being some kind of natural-born talent. It's all about your mindset.
Okay, so look at the two sides here. On the left, you've got the consumer. It's passive, it's that endless scroll, it's often driven by a little bit of fear, and it's all about that short-term hit of gratification. But on the right, you have the creator. It's active, it's focused on delivering value, it's all about growth, and it's about building something that lasts. Which side of that screen feels more you? Or, well, the you want to be?
Oh man, we have all been here, right? You get this amazing idea for a video, you're all fired up, and then that little voice in your head kicks in, I should probably watch a few more tutorials first. Or what if no one even watches it? That hesitation, that's the consumer mindset in its natural habitat.
Now, the creator mindset, it's not about pretending you're some kind of expert. Not at all. It's about being a contributor. It's simply taking what you know, even if you think it's not a lot, and sharing it in a way that provides some kind of value to even just one other person.
Okay, now for the big one. The thing that stops almost everyone dead in their tracks. Every single person you admire on YouTube has had to go head-to-head with their own inner critic. And let me tell you, these fears are totally normal, but they are not a life sentence.
Just take a look at this list. Does any of this, or maybe all of it, sound familiar? The fear of what people will say, feeling like a fraud, hating the sound of your own voice. These are the classic roadblocks. But here's the secret. Successful creators don't wait for these fears to disappear. They just learn how to act anyway.
You know, we build up this huge fear of being judged by this massive, faceless audience. But here's the reality check. When you're just starting, almost nobody is watching. So forget about the crowd. Seriously, just make your video for one single person out there who needs to hear what you have to say.
And if you're worried you're not an expert, good. People connect with realness, not with robotic perfection. Your unique journey, your specific quirks, your way of explaining things. That's not a weakness, that's your superpower. That's what people will actually connect with.
All right, so we've looked those fears in the eye. Now it's time to build the habits that will keep them at bay. This is about making some small but powerful shifts in your daily routine to rewire your brain for creating. Think of this as your new playbook, the creator's code. It's simple stuff, really. Before you open YouTube to watch, open your Notes app to create. Shift your focus from how do I look to how can I help? And for goodness sake, forget about going viral. Just focus on showing up consistently. That's how you really build something. Seriously, write this down. Stick it on your monitor. Done is better than perfect. Your first video is not going to be your best video. And that's not just okay, it's how it's supposed to work. The only goal is to hit publish because you only get better by actually doing the thing. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's get our hands dirty. This section is your super simple, no more excuses guide to actually getting that very first video made and out into the world. First, the idea. Don't try to solve world hunger. Just pick a small problem you can solve or a story you're excited to tell. Next, the script. And I just mean a few bullet points on a sticky note to keep you on track. And finally, keep it short. 5 to 10 minutes is perfect. The goal here is just to finish. And please, please forget about fancy gear. You don't need it. You are literally holding a ridiculously powerful little production studio in your hand right now. Your smartphone, a window for some nice natural light, and a free editing app are all you need to get started. That's it.
So what's next? You find a quiet corner, prop up your phone, hit record, and just talk through your bullet points. Then you can use a free app to just trim out the big mistakes. Finally, you upload it with a clear, simple title. And boom! Just like that, you are a YouTube creator. It's really that simple.
So you did it. You pushed through the fear, you followed the steps, you hit publish. So what's the big reward? Well, I promise you it goes way, way beyond just views and subscribers. This is where the real magic happens.
Think about it. You're building real confidence. You're learning how to communicate your ideas clearly. You start connecting with a community of people who get you. You're not just wasting time scrolling anymore. You're turning that passive time into something productive and fulfilling. You're building a better you.
And that really brings us to the most important takeaway of all. The one thing that separates the people who dream about it from the people who actually do it. It's not talent, it's not gear, it's not luck, it's action. That's the only real difference.
Look, you have something valuable to share. Your experience, your perspective, your unique way of seeing the world, it matters. And someone out there needs to hear it. So, the only question left is, what's that first video going to be about?